Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're counting down the days until WWE Payback 2015 coming up on the WWE Network, and then as soon as that's done, we'll be counting down the days until Elimination Chamber 2015. The Elimination Chamber will more than likely be here before we can even snap our fingers, so there's a lot of wrestling going on in WWE right now, but there's even a lot of news going on about Wrestlemania 32. Of course, everybody knows that Wrestlemania 32 is going to be held in Dallas, Texas. Dallas Cowboys Stadium or AT&T Stadium, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has this magical number of 100,000 wrestling fans packed into the stadium. I think that honestly, WWE could announce that there's going to be 100,000 people inside of AT&T Stadium that day. Everybody knows that WWE will always inflate WrestleMania numbers to make themselves look better, to send out an awesome press release, and just get a buzz in the crowd of everybody needs to be there. But coming off of the Pacquiao versus Mayweather, I remember, as we were counting down the days, thinking that there really wasn't a buzz for this fight. And I remember hearing people say that this fight was going to do 2 million buys. This fight was going to do 3 million buys. And what do you know? The news came out yesterday, 4.4 million buys on pay-per-view for Pacquiao versus Mayweather, the $100 fight, the fight that everyone said was too expensive, the fight that everybody said was too overhyped, the fight that everyone said that we should have saw years ago, and now here we are. It was put up or shut up time, and everyone bought the fight. 4.4 million buys. Honestly, when it comes down to it, with Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, it was more than a boxing match. It was an event. It was the thing that you needed to buy, so that way Sunday, whether if it was at church or whether it was at the Home Depot or the Lowe's picking out tools and lumber, anyone that you talked to, you didn't want to be the guy who didn't see the fight. Everyone ordered the fight in order to say that they were part of the event, that they were part of history that went down. 4.4 million buys. So WWE needs to create an event for WrestleMania 32 that is the event. That basically they need to say there will be no WrestleMania 33. There will be no more. This is it. This is the big one. This is what they care about. All hands on deck. There's rumors of The Rock wrestling. There's rumors of Undertaker wrestling. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Shawn Michaels. Hell, with Daniel Bryan's, I don't know what to call it, his hiatus from wrestling, I guess you can say. He hasn't retired. He hasn't been told he can never wrestle again. He just has to find out how long it's going to take for him to get ready. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Daniel Bryan's return to the ring at WrestleMania 32 as well. But one of the biggest names that is out there that is creating buzz for WrestleMania 32 started at WrestleMania 31, and that was Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, of course, was at ringside when the Authority was bad-mouthing The Rock, and Stephanie McMahon was slapping The Rock in the face. And basically, Stephanie, called out the fact that The Rock would never hit a woman. And he said, "You're right, Stephanie, I never will hit a woman." Then immediately looked like he was going to leave the ring, but instead walked around to ringside and sitting opposite of camera side, Ronda Rousey, sitting there in the front row. The Rock helped her over the barricade. She came into the ring, of course. Her and The Rock is a big fan of hers, as well as they were co-workers in the same movie, Fast 7, that just recently came out. I watched this last week on my day off. A very, very good movie. Honestly, I thought that Rousey's part was going to be a lot bigger than it was. Honestly, I thought The Rock's part was going to be a lot bigger than it was. I don't want to spoil anything because I know a lot of people don't go to the movie theaters and they wait for this to come out on DVD or Blu-ray, and it hasn't been released yet. So it is what it is. It was a good movie. I was glad I saw it last weekend. But when it comes down to it, Ronda Rousey has said that she wants to be a part of WWE in the foreseeable future. Dana White came out and just flat out said that, Ronda Rousey being involved with WWE and wrestling was a one-time deal. She showed up at WrestleMania 31. She shocked the world by getting into the ring, giving the arm drag takeover to Triple H. That was your big moment. But a lot of people point out the fact that we didn't see the armbar. If this was a big-time event, they would have tried to capitalize on Ronda Rousey as much as possible. And, right now they're making people wait to see the big one. They want to see the armbar. They want to see the finisher. That's what it's going to be. Immediately after WrestleMania 31, there was rumors out in the air that they would do Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon It might be The Rock and Ronda Rousey against Triple H and Stephanie. There's rumors that it might be The Rock versus Triple H with the girls in the corner. One way or another, WWE wants Ronda Rousey to be a part of there. Even if Dana White is putting out the statement saying that it's not going to happen, you could definitely see from WrestleMania 31 that WWE was learning how to really co-promote and be able to, expand themselves as to be more than just the normal wrestling event that people look at it as. There was coverage on ESPN, on SportsCenter, something that honestly I can never really think of something being there, and not just the Ronda Rousey segment. Like sometimes when celebrities will get involved, you'll see it highlighted on PTI or other sports shows on there, but they showed Daniel Bryan winning the ladder match. They showed Seth Rollins cashing in and becoming WWE champion. They showed The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt highlights. They showed highlights of everything that went down that night, like it was a real sporting event that people really cared about. There's not a lot of times that you see highlight shows get out there like that on mainstream television, but that was one. I think that Ronda Rousey definitely does need to be part of WrestleMania 32 if she can. She was involved in an interview on the MMA Hour, and I got this off of a dirt sheet, and they said thank you to MMAfighting.com for posting the quote, so I will send out thank yous to them. Ronda Rousey said, "I'm going to find a way. Somehow, some way, someday. I have no clue when. I'm willing to find a way to get back into the ring. I don't know how it would be possible in the foreseeable future. It's definitely not possible for a very, very long time. I have an extremely full schedule." Of course, with that, she's packed not only her UFC schedule, but, recently she was involved in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. She, has done a few movies and television shows and commercials and so on and so forth. Ronda Rousey is probably the biggest star that is in UFC today. She just was recently on a Sports Illustrated issue that was just released this week. I think that she is a big star, and I think that definitely if you think about, the way that WWE has used celebrities in the past, whether if it was Mr. T launching WrestleMania, whether if it was Mike Tyson at WrestleMania 14, even Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania 11 or 12. Those were the dark days. Sorry guys if I messed that one up. But, Ronda Rousey, no matter what she does at WrestleMania 32, even if it is just a ringside enforcer gig, definitely would kick WrestleMania 32 up a notch. Definitely looks like we're going to see The Rock wrestle, but I think that Vince needs to open up his pocketbook for this one. Definitely Triple H and Stephanie both know the draw that Ronda Rousey really is. Hell, the last fight that she had in UFC lasted just a matter of seconds, and even the fight was over, you never really heard anybody really complain that they didn't get their money's worth. I know that if I would have ponied up and I would have paid $60-$70 for a UFC pay-per-view and the main event ended with Ronda Rousey beating a girl in under 15 seconds, I'd be pissed thinking I just threw my money in the trash. But we'll have to see what goes down with this. Definitely this is a story that keeps just growing and growing, and it's not going away. I mean, when Dana White basically said Ronda Rousey was not going to be a part of the future of WWE, I thought it was over and done with. But Ronda Rousey, a big-time wrestling fan, whether if it's going to WrestleMania or SummerSlam or any other events that are located wherever she is at that time, or even going to PWG events, even to the point of posting on Twitter that there was the PWG event that she wasn't able to attend because she was training and she was busy, that it actually was killing her, that she wasn't able to be there and she wanted to know results and know what happened, because she really likes to be at those shows. So we'll see what happens from here with the future of Ronda Rousey and WWE, but I'm really hoping that she's going to be part of WrestleMania 32 in any capacity.